Hello and welcome to the Business Angels tutorial on Photoscape. Photoscape is a free downloadable software from photoscape.org that you can use on your desktop or laptop and is perfect for editing photographs of your projects to load onto Facebook or your blog, website, and it's something that is free, which means it is of great benefit for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators where you need to be able to edit photographs on a daily basis. So here is the front screen. Once you've downloaded, this is what you can see, and there are several modules here, of which I will go through two of those today, and then we'll look at some in a supplementary tutorial to come. So if you click into Viewer, you can view all your pictures. What it does is it opens up a directory window here where you can see all your folders and files that are on your computer. I've created a little test one here where I've dropped a few photographs for this purpose of this tutorial, and but if I wanted to navigate maybe to a project folder that I use a lot, for example, if I click into here, you can see all of the ones that I have edited already within Photoscape. So it's very easy for me to find the photograph that I want to work with. So we'll go back to the test images. Up here are the modules, and the one that I'm going to focus on today is Editor. So I'm going to click into Editor. Yet again, I navigated to the test image folder that I've created. And you can see here below there's a window with all the thumbnails, and they are just named as per the camera that I took them on. So here are the 4 images that I'm going to show you that I've had how to work with them. So the first one is one of these images here, and one of the things that you'll probably need to do a lot is to resize them, particularly if you take them on a camera or a phone. The images will be, this one is 4.6 megabytes, it tells you here, which is far too big to load up onto my website. So what I tend to do is click here, and if I click into resize, I can easily resize the image to a smaller pixels, which will in turn reduce the file size, and as long as I keep this preserved aspect ratio, the proportions of the photograph will stay the same. So as I reduce the width, it will also reduce the height at the right ratio to maintain the right proportion. So if I do that, it has reduced it down to 667 here for the height. So yeah, that is one thing that is really useful. Quite often I click on this little arrow here, which brings up some preset options, and then I might reduce it to a set length, so maybe 800, and it will reduce it to that easily without me having to type anything. So if you're using a set one, and it reduces the longer length, so if you have a portrait picture, it will reduce the height, and if you obviously have a landscape photo like I have here, it will reduce the longer length, it will reduce the width to that number of pixels. The other thing that I quite often do, depending on how well I've taken the photo, is rotate it. So if the card line isn't quite as straight on as I might have liked it, this one isn't too bad to be fair, I can adjust. So if you've got a picture that just doesn't sit quite right, you can rotate here and it will just adjust the line of the photograph. So I often use that little tool as well. So let me click out of that. So that's all in this section here with rotating and resizing. Equally, it has some little buttons for converting your photographs to black and white, which is something as Stampin' Up! Demonstrators we don't tend to do an awful lot of, but they're there if you're editing photographs of people or other things that you might want to turn into black and white. So they're the 2 main ones, resize and rotate. The other thing that I do an awful lot of is crop. So here you can click into this little tab here for crop, and it's very simple to do. Once you've clicked into the tab, you can literally take your mouse wherever you might like on your picture, drag it down, and it will open up a window once you've got that window as how you want your photograph to be, you let go, double click in, and it will automatically crop it down to that. If you're not happy and want to have another go, there's always an undo button. You can keep clicking this back until the point that you'd save the image. So if you've made a few changes and really don't like it, you can click all the way back and start to where you last saved. So if I wasn't happy with that, I could go again and say, actually, I want this as a large, wide image, a thin one maybe to use as a banner, and I'm going to create it like that. Once you're happy with it, maybe you want to click save. You have a couple of options here. You can save as it is, exactly in the same folder, and all it will do, it will automatically create a backup as in the original in an originals folder. So it makes it dead easy to get back to the original photo if you need to, if you're not happy with what you've created. Alternatively, which is what I sometimes do, is I save it as a new file name in a new folder. And so there's ones here where you can select, if you're always using the same folders, just select it here and it will automatically remember it, or save as, and it will open up a window where you can go back to and select the image, the folder that you want, and also rename the image. So that's something that I often do as well. So I'm just going to save it there. It will pop up a little window just asking if you want to keep the quality. The fact that I've already resized it means yes, I am going to keep the same quality of photograph. And you can see here now it's reduced it right down from 4.6 megabytes down to 139 kilobytes, which is perfect for uploading onto the website. One thing that I would do with a photograph like this is brighten and colour contrast. So I'm just going to take a different photo and show you how I might do that. So if you click back into the Home tab, there's a little button here called Brighten Colour. This opens a window with all sorts of options, and you can use bars to do it. So if you want to mess about and get it just right with some bars, you can deepen the colour here, you can brighten it, and just play around with it. The other option, I'm just going to cancel that and go back to the way it was, and what I often do is click on the little arrow again, and this makes it really simple. In terms of brighten, there's 3 settings, low, middle or high. So it's a particularly dark photograph, I might select high, bring it up, lighten the background and all of the surrounding area. But then because I don't want to wash out my project, I will click into contrast enhancement and maybe click middle, and it will just make the project pop away from the background. And that is it takes 2 seconds to do that, but you can, if I click undo, you will see I've gone from that to that with 2 changes, and it just makes the project really pop off the website. So I'm just going to save that. So 2 seconds and it's saved, and now I've got it all ready to go. The other thing that you might want to do, and something that I can potentially see on this picture to do, is to touch up. So here I might not like these little bits of white. Generally on my kind of cards I don't mind it, but maybe you've taken a picture and there's something just, you know, maybe a speck of dust or something that you're not quite happy with. There's a little tool called the clone stamp, and what this does, it allows you to duplicate. So if you've got a background area that you're happy with and you want to just touch up bits that you're not happy with, then you can just use that. And it basically, you press where you want it first and then you move it, and it automatically will keep that same distance, and you could click all over your screen and it will automatically move from the first circle to the second circle and duplicate it. The other one is the paintbrush. That is, you know, if you wanted to cross something out, you didn't want someone to see something on a photograph, you can use a paintbrush. It's also got red eye if you were editing photographs of people. So there's lots of little tools in here that you can use for other photographs that you may well need to edit. And then the last little thing that I often do is create a frame. So I'm just going to take this photo here actually, and if I click onto here, there is a whole range of preset frames, all types of different borders, some a bit funky, some a bit artistic, some different shapes, and so you can kind of just click on them, have a play, and create different looks for your photographs that you might want to then save and load onto your social media, just as a change, you know. So there's many different things you can do with it, and that is everything within the editor. There's various things here that I don't even touch really, but you may well do it if you were editing different types of photographs. So film effects are, you know, if you're looking at people, there's all sorts of different preset filters basically that you can use. But the main things I use for my business are the ones I've shown you, and hopefully that would help you in editing your photographs. I'll be back in a second tutorial showing you some simple tricks to add text, watermarks and edit photographs all in, a number of photographs all in one go. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back soon.